my intro, guys. Welcome to the Deadhead Chronicles Sports Show. My name is Ed, your host, and with me, I got a plethora of people today. Look at all those pretty faces. I'm gonna go in order of the people that came in into this stream. So I'm gonna start with my good friend Donnie Wise. How are you, my friend, today?
I'm doing great, and by the way, I'm rocking the
Yeah.
Skyline chili, very nice.
Very not
because
nice.
I'm actually on location, coming in live from Lebanon, not war-torn Lebanon, but
That's good.
The Chat Studios with my buddy.
Hey, and there he
What?
is.
Holy smokes.
Is that Mr. Mike Sellers of the Up to Chat podcast? Is that you, my friend?
One and only.
Oh,
He is fully
Patrick.
penguined
Look,
out here,
Patrick's got
too.
the jaw drop. Look at Patrick with the jaw
That's what
drop.
we were going for.
yeah, he's muted. I don't know why he's muted himself, but we're gonna go with that one.
Sorry, I'm starstruck.
He and like Paul said, look at him all decked out in Pittsburgh Penguins stuff.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I prepared for this evening by winning a 4-team parlay yesterday on draft. I had an NBA, an NHL, a Major League Baseball, and an NFL game.
Okay. And by the way, the guy who is talking, that is not only the Paul Caputo of Baseball by Design podcast. Congratulations on 100 episodes.
Thank you, my friend. I'm still trying to catch up to you. I'm still like, every time I look up, I'm still like 20 episodes behind you. So.
Oh, and I keep missing. So you're probably going to
That's actually a good point.
So you'll catch up. And the one and only Mr. Patrick Larson of MILB Head History himself. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Man, I mean, this is I'm at a loss for words here, guys. Look at this. Phil already is, questioning why we have no costumes. I already had mine. I was actually the Grinch today for Halloween. Hey, Mia picked it, so it got too hot and itchy. So I'm like, time to ditch it. So guys, not a whole lot going on in the world of sports, is it?
Nah, it's been so quiet.
No Garcia or Max Scherzer not injured or anything like that for the World Series, and they're out for the rest of the series.
What are we going to do without stories?
Right. What are we going to do without
no
stories?
Headlines.
Well, we've got NFL trades. We got injuries in baseball. I mean, where do you want to go?
Don't forget.
We also have to talk about, now that we have a Georgia Bulldog live here, a fan. Yeah. We gotta talk about the playoff rankings that just came out tonight, guys. Fresh off it's just I was shocked to find out who is number one. Also happy. But yeah, we'll talk about that later on because Paul, I don't want Paul to get checked out of this.
I was just going to say, you guys can just text me when you're done talking about college football. I'll be good. I've got the World Series game on over here. I'll be all set.
I love it. But let's talk about that. Let's start with the World Series, guys.
United States number one. He's going to want to say some things that he probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm ready for this. But let's start with the World Series. The World Series is going on. Obviously, the news just broke not too long ago, right? That Max Scherzer and Adolis Garcia are out for the rest of the series. That's big. I don't think, in my opinion, and then let me know what you guys think. I think Garcia's injury is bigger of an issue than Scherzer is, considering how Garcia has been. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't think Scherzer is really a factor. I mean, he's a nice pickup, but they're not relying on him to win anything, right?
Nor should they.
No,
right.
Yeah, no. I mean, if anything, like they got to the point that they did without him. And like you said, Paul, he's kind of an insurance policy, and Adolis Garcia is the one that kind of took the team on his back against the Astros and just did everything he could to get him there. But I would also counter, even with Adolis Garcia out, there's a certain player, I think his name is Corey Seager, that to have someone like that and there's still a lot of big bats in that lineup, even without Adolis Garcia. So it's the Rangers still aren't exactly hurting for offense. So it's not like it's solely on Adolis Garcia, as great a player as he is. When you got Seager at the top of the order, that's scary.
Well, Christian Walker just handed the Rangers a couple extra outs here by botching a double play ball.
Oh my God, 1 out, bases loaded on top of that.
Yeah, they should have been out of the inning.
Oh.
Arizona wishes they were on the road.
Yeah, well, the Rangers are about to they've been around for 63 years. They've never won 10 road games in a row. And if they win tonight, they'll have done that.
There's no time like the present.
Right?
True story. I mean, has this been the year of like just records being broken? Like, it doesn't seem like that this has been one of those years, right? Which is records are just going out the window the way it has gone.
Yeah.
So is that going to be Paul Caputo's next New York Times best-selling book? Stats you don't know, but you should.
Ooh, look at that. Another title.
Paul Caputo. New York
At
Times.
least give him an article on that. Just give him an article.
You know what I would like? Okay, I'd like to go around the horn here and hear what book, if you could write a book, what book would you want to write? I would like to actually like write a book about like Americana, like telling the story of America by like doing a road trip like around like essentially like the borders or like across the north, down the east, across the south, back up the Pacific. I'd love to like do like 30 games in 30 days in minor league baseball. He just swung at ball 4. He just missed an opportunity for walking in a run. I would love to. That's the book I would like to write. I would like to visit 30 games in 30 days and do a loop around the country and interview all the people along the way.
I saw an article one time saying the best way to see America is to visit all the minor league teams.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't disagree with that at all. Like, I mean,
Not at all.
that's that was an out, by the way. Okay, so that's a good question, Paul. I don't know what I would write out. Well, first of all, I can't write, so
You could dictate it. You could dictate it and then just have someone transcribe.
I can do an audio memoir.
Every chapter would start. What's up, guys?
Hey guys.
And at the end of the book, it's going to say bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, every chapter. Bye.
I will put an audio little snippet right there, and then just have it. Bye. How's that?
It's perfect.
Love it.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, even if you wrote the book, Ed, I would still get the audio book just to hear you narrate it.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a couple of runs.
It's worth whatever extra. It's worth whatever extra I had to pay to get it.
I love it. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. I think it's great. But you know what? I would like to see a book on the history of hats, like baseball, like sports hats. That would be a cool book to sit down and read or listen to while on a run.
Yeah.
What about you guys, Donnie or Mike or Patrick?
I would love to have a book done about baseball fields that
no longer exist. Oh,
forgotten
7-0.
or bygone. Like that day. Like that day, I stopped in Greenwood at that field. I mean, it used to be Greenwood Braves, Greenwood Pirates. I got looking at the history of that field, and Dusty Baker played there in 1968. There's a lot of other players that have played there. Just go around. There's so many fields like that were used back in the day that are just no longer used or no longer used for professional baseball or minor league baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And just do a story on a lot of those and who played at them and the history of those teams that were there.
That would be good.
I
would like that.
Awesome.
I think I want to retract my previous comment. I don't think that the Rangers offense can succeed without without these players who are
Yeah,
injured.
I don't know about that. Hot dog.
Yeah.
Nothing.
You're struggling mightily.
I need to pick up the pace here.
And look who finally got out of his slump, though. Marcus Semien finally is doing something big, man.
Yeah. Isn't that a luxury when Marcus Semien can be struggling as much as he is, and yet you're still winning like this? Like I mean, it's just unreal what they've got in that lineup.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I think Mike Sellers would write a book about the history of Skyline Chili.
Don't do that.
from a tennis point of view.
Yeah. It's not an expert. It's not. Don't do that.
No, I said it, and every chapter is just about an ingredient, and then you just get to go chapter by chapter about how you make the goodness of the Skyline chili.
And you may need to mute your speakers here, but I would like to hear from Mike. What precisely is Skyline chili? I've actually never had it, and I know people have strong opinions on it.
Well, before I even get into that, Donnie tried it tonight for the first night.
Yeah,
the first time.
we went.
Congratulations!
Thank you. We went there, and I was like, I got to try it. Didn't even know how to order it, but I got some.
There's like ways to order it.
Yeah,
you can't just say like Skyline chili, please.
No, it's not like a bowl of chili. I mean, you could get that if you wanted, but the most common thing is what they call a three-way, which is a combination of spaghetti, chili, and cheese.
Oh, three-way, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Or like we got the four-way.
Oh, all right now.
What's the fourth thing? Onions?
Yeah, the three-way, the four-way, you can either add onions or beans. The five-way is with onions and beans. So spaghetti, chili, cheese, onions, beans. That's the max.
All right. So beans aren't already part of the chili.
No.
Correct.
On a plate of pasta.
It's a very liquidy chili.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this until Ed was explaining it to me before the show. I knew there was something about it I couldn't put my finger on. It's cinnamon that's in there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's
Is
sweet.
it an interesting flavor?
It's not a very strong flavor.
It's not very strong, but it's
You
just
can
something a
taste
little
it.
off.
Yeah.
But
So,
The
I
chili
thought
is
it
the
was good.
consistency of puke.
no.
So Ed, is that what you object to the chili itself, not just the putting it on top?
100. I mean, I object to the whole Skyline chili
Okay.
brand.
You got to
The
try
whole
it for
thing.
yourself, though. You can't take Ed's opinion.
I agree.
I'd be willing to try this. I grew up. My mom used to put chili on rice. She would make like white rice, and we would put chili on that. And like I've never seen anyone do that before or since.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
So
I like the idea, though.
So the other ways they had this, you could get it on fries, like chili cheese fries. They had, you could get it on
in like a
burrito, so like a flour tortilla with chili and cheese, and so that's what I had. I had the four-way with onion, and then the burrito, and they were really good. Yeah, really good.
All sorts of delicious options.
all right,
I'm about to kick you out, Mike.
What's like the geographical range of the Skyline chili? Like how far could you go?
Kentucky.
Is it like Cincinnati is the center point and it sort of radiates out from there?
The greater Cincinnati area.
Yeah, mostly just Cincinnati, and it branches, like you said, a little bit each direction. But
There's some in Cleveland.
There are some in Cleveland. Okay,
yes, there are some in Cleveland. Mm-hmm. That we were 5 minutes from one, and then one day, my wife and I were like, "Oh, let's go try it out. We've never tried it. Let's go try it out." And then I took a bite, and I was like,
What is the CFO of the Dad Hat Chronicles think?
She is not a fan either. This is a house that we are against Skyline chili.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had the Cincinnati version.
It's worth trying, Paul. I mean, it's like the Runza. We'd never had Runza.
Right.
I love the Runza.
Yeah. The Runza left me unimpressed, but I was glad we tried it.
Yeah. I was just going to say, you got to at least try something at least once. Then after that, if you don't like it, that's all on you. That's why I told my daughter, hey, listen, just at least try it once.
We apparently have a Runza here in like Loveland, which is like 20 minutes south of us here in Fort Collins.
There's a Loveland like 20 minutes from me here in Ohio.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it. All right. Now that we've discussed Skyline chili,
I just have heard it so much, and you have such strong opinions about it.
I have extreme
opposite opinions too.
All right.
So here's an analogy. Paul is to the wave what Ed is to Skyline chili.
Oh, that is good.
I'll take it.
That is good. Hey, Mike, now since we're talking about this, how do you feel about the wave, Mike?
I love the waves.
Good man. You have redeemed yourself.
Thank
You
you.
have redeemed
Paul's
yourself.
like, oh my gosh.
Can't make everybody happy.
Oh,
Can we take a moment to pay homage to Donnie's Howling Dead cap tonight? by the way?
Such a good hat.
Oh,
Yes.
is this
So good.
awesome?
Yes.
Patrick,
I love that.
what are you wearing, my friend?
That's a
I
jumbo
am
shrimp.
wearing. Yeah, it's the prawn of the dead. It's a hat It's a hat that the Jumbo Shrimp came out with about a month and a half ago. So it's not an on-field one. It's a, well, yeah, of course. But it's a, Prawn of the Dead is what it's called. I think it's just like a fashion, specialty hat. I don't think it's a theme night of any sort. So,
I love it. I think it's great. The colors are amazing.
the
Howling Dead is great as well.
I actually have a newly learned information regarding the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp for me. Is that I am going to be in Jacksonville when they have their home opener.
Oh, wow.
Well, all right now.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I will get to go to a Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp game.
What are we doing?
And you're just telling me now?
I just learned today.
Amy, you get a high five and an applause, Amy. Yes. Yes. Look at you. Look at you. Give it. You know what? That is amazing.
Is that Clearwater?
It is. Actually, Amy and I are both wearing Clearwater right now.
I love it. Good job, Amy.
I like it. It has a shark on it. What is there not to love? A shark with a baseball.
Animals.
Things. Animals and baseball.
I think. Does yours also have the baseball? Because there's one with the baseball and there's one with the bat.
Well, it's related to baseball.
It is.
I think it's a ball.
But there it is.
Wait a minute. Is that official baseball wildlife correspondent and musical enthusiast and national anthem extraordinaire?
It is.
Amy Burnett?
Look, we've got two people who have sung the national anthem at minor league baseball games. They're right here.
Awesome.
All right. Out of all of us, I think we've all also thrown first pitches at a minor league game, right?
I have
Not me.
No. My opportunity. I was out on the field to do it, but then somehow they forgot about the first pitch. So,
No.
Really?
At a minor league game?
Yeah. Well, the Jackson Rockabillys. I was out. I was literally out. I got to ride the limo, and I was literally out on the field waiting to throw the first pitch, and then the umpires came out and they just started the game, and I'm like, well, I guess this isn't happening. So.
You should have thrown a pitch to the batter then. Like batter stands in there.
You should have thrown it at the umpire.
Ask Johnny Bolin. Johnny's looking at me like, what? And I said, I don't know. I mean,
how did they put him in a limo to ride out there to throw the first pitch and not
announce it and everything?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you can't write some of this stuff, so it's
interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but it was just one of those. It's one of those funny things that you just. I'm like that would be something I get myself involved in. So
they owe you one.
Yeah, they most do.
Well, in fairness to them, they've already said that. So we'll get back there at some stage.
We'll see. Hey, I was just gonna say, what are we drinking there, Donnie?
So this is 50 West Coast to Coast IPA, local Cincinnati IPA. But I did just finish off the red ale from Rheingeist, which was a hoppy red ale called The Dad.
The Dad.
Listen, Donnie, do you have to fly back home?
No, I'm driving. I'm driving to a hotel tonight and staying up here till Friday. So
no. What I'm saying is, if you need to pick up some more on the way back,
Oh, you mean driving back? Oh yeah. I can bring beer back. I'm driving. Yeah.
The Dad. I mean, come on now, this guy right here.
So Donnie, did you just go up to see Mike Sellers? I mean, great decision.
Yeah, it's a road trip. So no,
I love that.
I'm having to work up here in about 3 hours north of here.
Yeah.
About 3 hours north of here for the next couple of days.
Sweet.
So I figured I'd stop by here on the way up. It's a 1 day up and a 1 day back drive. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So not to get way off, because we're already 20 minutes in and we haven't even talked a lot of sports yet. We just talked a little bit of baseball. But in my hand, I have what we all picked last Thursday for the NFL games.
Did you get the one pick I made on there too?
Let me see if I have it actually.
Paul knows.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was that one? I want to.
Carolina.
I know
Houston.
it was.
Our Carolina Panthers.
Carolina won.
People like to remember when I make a poor prediction, but as soon as I get one right, they throw away
No.
those receipts.
Mike, I'm going to be fair to you. I remember you picking that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, guys, let's talk first about the over/under for Miami, New England, 47 points. What do we think? Did we go over? Did we didn't?
Are you asking us to make our picks retroactively?
Well, no, you guys. What did the score go over 47?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember.
It did. I took the under and it went over.
Yes, it did.
Oh wow,
48 points.
I didn't realize this was going to be like the memory game here that I had.
Well, that's okay because I have it right here.
All right.
I picked the over. Paul, you picked the under.
Yeah.
Donnie and Patrick picked the over. So
we knew what we were doing.
Yeah, well, that's probably the only thing I got right.
I was just gonna say because here we go. What we got left. When it came to the game, Charlotte, Paul, Donnie, and let's see, Ed did not pick Charlotte. Patrick did not pick Charlotte. The only two of you were the ones that picked Charlotte. So good job on you guys on that one. That's not bad.
And I was happy to be wrong. Congratulations, Donnie.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Donnie.
Well, in terms of his team,
I see.
obviously, Sage like picking by unison.
Right.
Obviously, you're an oracle. So, forgive me for disrespecting a New York Times best-selling author. I should know better than that. But,
Skyline After Dark.
Skyline. No. Nope, not putting that one. But I do want to say that Phil says I would like to write a cookbook consisting of recipes of our favorite foods that I've had at major and minor league ballparks. That would be a good.
That would be good.
That'd be
you got to show the pictures as well of what you cook. I mean, because that looks like a New York Times bestseller.
Yep.
I like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I told you what I'd like to write. I'd like to write a book about like stories behind minor league nicknames. Oh, wait, was that taken?
You should do it. We'll just go head to head.
Wait, was that taken? Can I get a book like that on Amazon.com?
There's
it is
print or digital.
There's room for everybody.
You can write the stories behind the city name.
Back to the drawing board, I guess.
All right, guys. So let's talk. Now we're talking a little bit of NFL. Tell me what you guys think of so far. Were you surprised, not surprised, underwhelmed? However you want to say it. On what happened today when it came to the NFL trades, right? I mean, today was the deadline. In my opinion, I think I was a little underwhelmed. Not a whole lot going on when it comes to trades, right?
Yeah,
I would agree, but the NFL trade deadline's never as exciting as like the baseball one. Anyway.
100%.
Right.
I agree. That's there, but some of the teams that should have done something really didn't do much, if anything at all.
Yeah.
My favorite trade news on the NFL trade deadline day was James Harden going to the LA Clippers.
That was amazing.
That's addition by subtraction, Paul.
Really got like a bunch of first round picks out of it too.
Yeah.
Best thing about James Harden is his beard.
I'm sure he likes Skyline Chili as well.
A team.
I'm sure he likes Skyline Chili. But yeah, for example, something that I agree with Texans, no beans and chili. I like beans and chili. It's delicious though. With or without, it doesn't really matter. But it's okay, Mike. It's okay. I'll give you that on the beans. Look at that.
I appreciate it.
But seriously, what do you guys think of so far? Did you specifically to your teams, right? The Jaguars didn't do anything. Charlotte didn't do anything.
Jacksonville acquired a good
guard. That's right.
As for Cleveland. For basically nothing. So
yeah, don't say.
So I give him one sack in his last 400 snaps. So anything to protect Trevor, I'll take it.
Yeah, and their division is an easy winnable division. On top of that, so
especially when you're as good as they are.
Okay, calm down.
Longest winning streak in the league. I mean, that's got to be worth something.
Hey, the Colts are in the AFC South. They have a chance.
Yeah,
never mind. Right. Never mind. They don't have a chance.
I like the Colts quarterback though. Now,
well, yeah, because he's not in Jacksonville anymore.
Well, I meant in terms of Minshew, not Anthony Richardson.
That's what I'm saying, Minshew. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
cool.
you were about to floor me if you said you were a Richardson fan based on where he went to college. I was gonna say, who do you root for?
Yeah, not him. Yeah, that was definitely not who I meant.
Okay. All right. Donnie, what's your thoughts?
Kind of the same thing. The one thing I was surprised about was Arizona sending Dobbs to Minnesota. I mean, Dobbs has been,
but think about it though.
Pretty good, huh?
Something that I did hear is that they want to see what Kyler Murray has, whether or not they're going to.
That yet?
No, apparently not. But from what I understand is they're saying that they want to see what they have. They want to show the rest of the league what he has to bring, because they want to know whether or not he's going to be their quarterback going forward or he's going to be a tradable piece by the end of the season.
Haven't they tried that for 5 years?
Listen.
Just yesterday, too, they had announced Clayton Tune was going to start this week anyway. Yeah. They may have known they were about to trade him, Dobbs, and maybe that was the reason for it. But
as soon as what's his name got injured in Minnesota,
Kirk Cousins.
They started looking around. Kirk Cousins. They started looking around for a backup quarterback, right, to take over. And Dobbs was
Well, that's because they had a rookie quarterback in the room, and that's all they had. So to get someone like Dobbs in, who at least has played some snaps this season,
has played good.
Yeah, he's played reasonably well, and I think it's a great move. It's kind of a no brainer for the Vikings. I mean,
oh yeah,
I mean, it's a great move for them. Certainly,
yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised from Minnesota's standpoint, because basically Kirk Cousins' contract's up at the end of this year, so they have to decide if they're going to bring him back, and they're bringing in a quarterback that they can dispose of at the end of the season and start fresh if they decide to move on from Kirk Cousins. So it's a win-win for them.
When they've won a few games in a row now to get back in the playoff hunt too.
And Dobbs isn't a bad quarterback. I mean, heck, he's been playing decent for Arizona. So if he goes up to Minnesota, he might can win them some games if he gets on in there.
100%. I agree.
It's a very Arizona move by Arizona. I mean, the Bidwell ownership, they always kind of do things, and you're like, why'd you just do that? But it's like, oh, that's right, the Bidwells own the Cardinals, so that doesn't.
The Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals will be the Cardinals. That's the.
Well, I mean, they're 1-7. Yeah. They're not going anywhere.
They're 1-7, and they've been better this year than most people expected.
100%.
Yeah.
They're 1-7. You got Seattle, who is playing lights out. They just got better today. Excuse me. And you got the 49ers, who are in second place over Seattle. I don't know if that's going to stay there, right? Because 49ers just got a good player.
Chase Young is a heck of a pickup. I mean,
if he can stay in the field on the field, right? Like if he's not injured, he could be really good.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying based on the talent. I mean,
Oh, I'm sorry, but Mike doesn't agree with that because he went to where, Patrick?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Did he go to? Was it not far from Lebanon? Was it not far from Lebanon, Ohio? Columbus,
the
number one team in the country.
Columbus,
the
one ran roughshod over
University,
dominated Georgia.
Number one just gives Kirby Smart material, and I love it.
The Ohio State University, number one, right? That one. Okay.
Wait a second, Ed. OH.
IO, baby.
Okay.
Now, I do have to defend Mike from this standpoint. I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and I absolutely cannot stand the Gamecocks. So I understand hating a team where you live.
Right.
And I live like 45 minutes from Mike's team. So
right.
That's the ironic thing.
I'm jealous. We should swap houses.
You're moving to Nashville. Calm down.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. So, what other news that regarding the NFL that were you guys surprised, not surprised that happened? I'll say this: I'm surprised that Cleveland traded a wide receiver away when they need the help on the offense. I don't understand that move at all for a draft pick. I mean, that's what I'm saying, and that made no sense whatsoever. If you wanted to do something, you should have gotten the running back. You should have been calling the Titans. You should have been calling the Jets for a running back, because obviously that's a need right now, and they didn't take advantage of that. So
yeah, the thing that surprised me probably amongst the trades that did happen was the Bears trading for Montez Sweat. And I know it's obviously planned to re-sign him, I would think, but he's a free agent at the end of the year, and they're certainly not going anywhere this year. So, and it's going to be one of the top couple picks of the second round.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Caputo, you're quiet there. Talk to me, man.
Well, the Eagles stood pat. They've got the Cowboys coming up this weekend. So, that's kind of the extent of my NFL knowledge, except for knowing to take. Who did I take last night? Who played in Monday Night Football last night? I took the favorite, the Bills.
Detroit.
No, Detroit. I took Detroit to -7, and so that was.
You
good.
downloaded that DraftKings app on your phone, and you're doing this, Paul? Is this what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I got a free sweatshirt. I got a free sweatshirt at a Rocky Mountain Vibes game to sign up for DraftKings, and then they give you like $200 in free bets, and I've been betting with their money ever since then.
And now you're hooked.
I don't know if I'm hooked. If I run out of their money, I'll stop betting. Right now I'm having fun. I bet on college football. What I do, my system is that it's the advantage is that I don't know anything about it, and so what I do is I'll take like the 42-point favorites to cover, and so like when Penn State is favored to beat St. Mary's Sisters of the Poor by 42 points, I'm like, yep, take that.
Or like when Georgia plays Buffalo.
Even when
Right,
someone
that sort of thing.
follow college football knows Big Ten plays terrible competition.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie, can you remind me who has had a stronger strength of schedule this year so far?
Wait till the end of the year.
Just wanted to get a quick update on this.
Wait till they play each other again and we spank y'all again.
I think it's the Ohio State University.
Kent State for the national championship.
Right.
I got a question for Paul, though. He tweeted something Saturday about Colorado State throwing snowballs. And I don't know if he was one of those throwing snowballs on the field.
Well, I did. Oh, you cut out, Mike. I didn't hear it.
I wouldn't know if you were one of those people throwing snowballs on the field.
No, if only that would have been. I could have put some rocks, put some rocks in the snow, and thrown it down there on the field because that's how you do it. Diamondbacks are trying to rally here. They got second and third, nobody out.
That's right. And fam is at bet.
If they get
trying not to lose their second 10-0 game of the playoffs.
I don't know.
So I want to know if Mike is making a Philadelphia fans throw snowballs joke here.
I actually was not, but I like that. I like that.
I was going to say that is now a 63-year-old reference. So I'm glad you were not making that.
I was not. I just saw your tweet and I was like, I wonder if he's one of them.
Is that does that go along with the one where the Cleveland River burnt on fire?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's like the Philly fans booed Santa Claus. It's like that happened in 1960. Get over it.
Yeah. Time to move on.
Right.
I actually like the Eagles now that they've become the Philadelphia Bulldogs. So
that's right. We do. Actually, even I know that.
They're smart. Their GM is one smart guy.
Yeah. Were they the ones who were in that video that was going around on Twitter? Like they had never been to a baseball game before.
Yeah.
The two players.
That video was friggin' hilarious.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my first time hitting a baseball game.
Yeah. Well, Mike, you know that there's only a couple of Georgia Bulldog players that I actually like because they went to my high school. So
Trayvon Walker.
Yep.
Who's the other one though?
I liked David Marshall.
Okay.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know that he got drafted, but
I don't think he did, but
yeah, but he was a captain though. So
well, if you want to go along those lines, the Kelsey brothers went to my high school.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
You win.
Nice.
The guy who played Biff in Back to the Future went to my high school.
Oh.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Nobody went to that. I was homeschooled, so.
I know a guy who went to the same high school as the guy who played Biff in Back to the Future.
All right. That makes you famous.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, I know the guy who knows the guy.
I know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
There was a foul ball hit just now, like basically right into the seats where Ranger Amy and I were sitting when we were there.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Yeah, that's what I go around and do though. I just kind of go around and like, you guys are great examples on here. If I'm in Ohio, I'll just mention something about Mike Sellers, or if I'm in South Carolina, Donnie Wise, and America Paul Caputo and America Ed Rivera. So,
I'll never forget
And
on
Puerto
Baseball Palooza when we were in Columbus, and Mike knew that we were going to be there, but the Baseball Palooza guys did not know that Mike knew that. And my buddy Steve texted me, and he's like, "There's a guy walking around on the concourse wearing a Baseball by Design T-shirt."
I remember he came up to me. Yeah, he's like, "I'm actually with the guy that has that podcast."
He thought it was just random. He thought it was just like that a fan of the podcast was just randomly wearing my shirt that day. That would have been. I should have let that story play.
Yeah, right. You should have.
And see how far you could take it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. No, we'll probably see those shirts at every game we go to.
I have had that at a game where someone came up and said, "Are you Patrick?" And I'm like, yeah. And so, and then they're like, "I follow you on Twitter," and it's like, it's still wild. I'm like, "You watch a 2-minute video?"
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So,
Hey, if I cut out, it's because my computer just told me that it's about to lose charge here. So
nice job.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I love this one from Phil. Hey, the Chiefs are trading Taylor Swift to the Raiders for the Raiders QB and draft picks and Adele. Hey, Adele is a Cleveland fan. Calm down. Okay?
Let me just say, thank God Phil is here.
I love it.
I like scrolling through the comments. Phil.
I know, right? This is riveting sports talk right here, guys. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's just do it.
What are we talking about?
Let's just do it. Go ahead, Mike. I'm going to give you the floor first, man. Go ahead.
Is this the college football part?
This is the college football part. You can go ahead and mute yourself if you want to. There he is.
I think let me talk about tennis for a minute.
No, no, we're not doing tennis. We're going to talk about how you think your Georgia Bulldogs should not be in third. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, we're in second, so don't shortchange us.
Doesn't matter.
But you're right. That is my opinion exactly. As long as you're in the top 4, it doesn't really matter. If you're just talking strictly a resume, I can understand putting Ohio State higher. But I think Georgia would spank Ohio State on the field. And I think Georgia not being number 1 gives Kirby Smart some motivation. Yeah, he likes to find some clips of what people say about it for his team. And so I think it's honestly going to work towards the benefit. Last year at this time, they put Tennessee number 1 and Georgia played them like 3 days later and spanked them. And I feel like they use that as motivation. So I get it from a resume standpoint, but I think from just a purely who's better, I think Georgia's definitely better.
Can I give you the conspiracy theory?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
The college football playoff committee every year tries to set up a big game late in the season. They've put Ohio State first because they still have to play Michigan. So that game is going to be a 1-3 game. If Ohio State wins, then they're the outright number 1. If Michigan wins, then that flips the card a little bit. Georgia doesn't have anybody left to play that's in that position, nor does Florida State. So I think it's strictly positioning for the college playoff committee. They do it every year.
Do you think Michigan's sending people to that game?
I think Michigan's sending people to all their games.
I was going to say, I think Michigan's going to send people to their own game. To the Michigan Ohio State.
A lot of times when LSU and Alabama were up there, they always had them separated by a game. One or the other was 1, one was 3, or one was 4, one was 2, whatever it was. If you got a big rivalry game late in the season and 2 teams were up there, they're going to separate them so it can give them flexibility. Because if they
Tennessee last year,
if they had Georgia 1 and Michigan 2, or Ohio State 2 and Michigan 3, they probably just trade places depending on how that game shakes out. It doesn't affect any of the other teams. Now it could affect other teams.
Listen, I know Mike, it's going to give us the whole strength of schedule, and we have not played, nobody yet, and then we will play people yet. But right now, this is like right now, right? As of today, Ohio State's strength of schedule and their resume is better than Michigan and Georgia. It's the fact. I mean,
I get it. That's why I admitted that right now, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right now, yes, I will agree. At this very moment.
Right.
I also think the committee couldn't put Michigan number 1 with all the other off the field stuff.
There's no way.
I do wonder how much that played a goal. Yeah.
Well, Michigan's played high school teams, so like, there's no way in the world you could put them one.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Right.
why I don't get some people calc on Georgia's schedule, and I'm like, Georgia's schedule, even though it's not great up to this point, it's way better than Michigan's.
Michigan has not played a ranked team.
I was going to say my local high school team has played tougher opponents than Michigan.
Michigan will only play 2 ranked teams as of by the end of the year, which will be at Penn State and Ohio State. That's it.
Yep.
They
if they
play
win it,
West
whoever they play.
Carolina. They'll play East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, Nebraska, Minnesota, Indiana, Michigan State, Purdue, Penn State, Maryland, and Ohio State. That's garbage.
And even if they make it there, even in the Big Ten championship game, they won't play anybody hard.
No, because
Be like, what was
The other side
it's either going to be Ohio State or Michigan. It can't be both of them, right? It's either Ohio State or Michigan because we're on the same division.
Right.
So, man,
So
for leftover
Who's
for
on the
Ohio
other side? Would
State,
it be Iowa? Would it be Iowa on the other side?
yeah, I think so because they're the only
Yeah.
team that's better in that division.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But then
'cause-
for Ohio State, you have Rutgers, Michigan, Minnesota, and then Michigan, right? Yes, Ohio State has played Notre Dame, and they played Penn State. It was a close game, closer than the score will tell you. So they played some ranked teams. Now, if we were to look at your Georgia Bulldogs, who are ranked number 2 in the country, right? UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB, Auburn. The only ranked team so far they played was Kentucky, which was a blowout, 51-13. At Vanderbilt, Florida, Missouri, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Georgia Tech. So 3 ranked teams. So let's see how the rest of the season goes. What you said? Who's ranked number 26?
It's hard, here on out. I said it is hard from here on out, though.
Yeah, it is.
Florida
It most
was
certainly
number
is.
26 at the time. I know they only ranked 25, but they were the highest without votes, so it was a decent game.
You really are just trying to 26?
Are you
Really?
are you clutching all those straws over there, Sellers?
It really is. I really
Cutting
do
out.
like the top 10 though, because then you had Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss.
Oh, look at
Ooh.
Mr. Caputo.
Oh, look at that.
Look at
Nice
While
that.
Paul just sits there bored because we're talking college football, Amy decided to be Amy, you're amazing.
Yay.
What a hero, huh? I was
Yeah.
like, what?
You're the best.
What am I gonna
official
do?
baseball-
They're
baseball by
speaking
design
Greek over here.
correspondent.
I'm collecting some points.
Good job. All right,
right.
Patrick, tell me what you think, my friend.
As you were, gentlemen.
Oh, I was honestly a little surprised that Ohio State was number 1 because I kind of expected, based off of as much as I hate to say this, based off of just resume alone over the last couple of seasons that Georgia's enjoyed. I kind of expected them to be number 1. I see why Ohio State is based on strength of schedule, but I was honestly surprised because I really was expecting Georgia to be 1. Because a lot of times I firmly believe that the committee takes into account your previous success. I know that's not a metric that they use, but you can't convince me otherwise. Like Alabama, for years was just, it was like the number 1 was just reserved for Bama, and then there was everybody else. So Georgia's kind of taken that mantle in the last couple of years. So I was fully expecting that, but other than that, I thought it was pretty fair. I mean, if you were to ask me, like, honestly, I don't think Michigan deserves to be anywhere near the top 4, but that's just me. So, but I think based on, teams that are undefeated, it's kind of expected.
Yeah,
that
I was
those 4 would be
surprised
getting-
Washington's not a little higher.
Yeah. I mean, and Washington's been playing well. So, yeah.
Let's take a look because I wanted to see that because Washington is ranked 5th, but Florida State has also been playing really good ball, right? So
They have. I'm a big fan of Mike Norvell. I think that what he's done at Florida State in a situation that quite honestly a few coaches took on and couldn't right the ship. I really love what Mike Norvell is doing at Florida State. And so,
but I do see where you're coming from, Donnie, when it comes to strength of schedule, right? Because Washington, the only team that they played that's been ranked has been Oregon, and that was a back and forth game. They have not played anybody ranked, and the only team that they're going to play ranked coming up is USC, Utah, Oregon State. So there's going to be a bit of a gauntlet for Washington there. As far as Florida is concerned, they have left. Let me see here. As far as Florida is concerned, they got Pitt, Miami, North Alabama, and Florida.
That North Alabama game is going to be wild.
It's all.
No, but I will say about Washington's one ranked opponent, though, the fact that it was Oregon. I mean, look at Oregon being number 6. I mean, that's if you're going to play one ranked team, at least you're going to play someone who's ranked pretty high. So yeah, I get it's only one, but it's a quality win.
Well, that's because Oregon had a pretty solid schedule.
Yeah.
Florida,
Oregon's played a pretty good schedule as well.
Oregon has played Portland State at the beginning, Texas Tech, Hawaii, Colorado, Stanford, Washington State, Utah. They play Cal, USC, Arizona State, and Oregon State.
Yeah. So, Mike, are you a bit of a closet Oregon fan too because of Dan Lanning?
100%.
I was going to say he's got those Georgia ties, so.
Oh yeah, all the Georgia fans loved Lanning for sure because he left the right way too.
Right.
All right. So there's one more thing I wanted to touch on.
His first game at Oregon was against Georgia.
There's one thing that I want to touch on college football, and then I want to ask you guys' opinion on something that came up with in the major league a couple of days ago. But Donnie, this one specifically to you is and is regarding Clemson. And what Dabo Swinney was saying on the radio when it comes to when he was questioned on the record, on his coaching and all that, he's like, they pretty much was like, dude, you're making $11 million. What's going on? Give me your thoughts on that, man.
I don't think he handled it the right way, but I think the caller was out of line for calling out, we're paying you all this money for 4 wins. Well, they're not paying him for 4 wins. They're paying him for what he's done the last 13 years. So, I think the problem with the Clemson fan base is exactly what Dabo said. There's expectations and there's not appreciation for what's happened. It's like
that's college
some
football.
of his fans, right? I mean, I'm not in that. I'm in the minority, I guess, in this because. As much as I hate 4-4, and I do think I even told this to Mike earlier, I think we've made some bad coaching decisions in game, especially inside the 5-yard line with the plays we've called. We've been in the shotgun on 4 of those. We've lost fumbles. We're in double digits in turnovers lost, fumbles lost this year. And if we had 8 of those fumbles back, we're probably 7-1, and this college football playoff ranking is a whole lot different. It's really the kids are making mistakes, young guys, it's a young team, and I have all the faith in Dabo of figuring this out and getting it straightened out. It's just not going to happen this year. We're going to probably get killed by Notre Dame this.
You guys lost to NC State. That's a pretty good chance that Notre Dame is going to come in and be angry.
Yeah, but turnovers in all of our losses are the problem. We had 2 lost turnovers. They had none. Yeah, you cannot turn over the ball and win games, and that's what we're doing, and we don't normally do that.
Also, he does.
I think Dabo was a little aggressive on the guy, but I think.
But at the same time, though, you gotta give a little bit of pushback on Dabo because he doesn't want to play the, he doesn't want to do the transfer portal. Right, he's against it. He is opposed to playing that game with the transfer portal. Which, listen, you want to move on into an adept, you gotta go after those players that want to transfer over. I mean, if you don't, then look what happens. Alabama's already doing it. Florida State, Ohio State, Michigan, all these big teams are doing it. You got to play the game, man.
Just be like,
again, I'm in the minority here, but I don't believe that the portal is the answer. I believe in a few years we're going to see a big change in how the portal is used, because like I told Mike again earlier, there's a reason a lot of these guys are transferring. There's a reason they're transferring because they're not playing where they're at, and they're not playing where they're at these other schools because there's an issue, and you bring it in thinking this issue is going to fix your problem, and maybe you're bringing in a problem. I mean, I think you have to use it entirely the answer, and everybody thinks you got to embrace
think they
the NIL. You got to
you have to embrace it.
The
I mean,
it's to fix the problem. I don't think that's the answer either. I think you have to learn the balance.
We'll see how it goes, my friend. All right. So last thing here that I want to talk to you, and because we got about 10 minutes left in the show, is, guys, we thought that the Tampa Bay Rays already had signed, sealed, everything was good to go with their ballpark. Apparently not. Apparently this is not something that has been settled. And by the way, Rhonda wants to know, can you introduce your cat, Paul?
This is Yodel the cat. She spends her time on my shoulder. This is how we hang out. I've taken many a naps with Yodel on my shoulder like this. Yodel is my 17-year-old COVID rescue cat.
Yodel just hanging out.
She's hanging out. She likes it on my shoulder.
So what do we think of this? I thought this was a done deal, that they were getting a brand new ballpark. All of a sudden, not so fast.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of concerning. I mean, that's always been a tenuous situation there.
Go ahead, Patrick. Finish off.
Yeah. I think it's been a tenuous situation, with the Tampa St. Pete situation. And I mean, I really want to see the Rays stay there, just for probably because of, our friend Andy Tomaso and being a Rays fan. But I don't know. I was kind of excited for Rays fans, and yeah, it kind of caught me. It kind of really just shocked me. So I really hope they find a solution.
I hadn't heard the specifics. What's the hang up?
Funding.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pushing on a swift approval for a financing deal for 30,000 seat ballpark, part of a much larger of a $6 billion redevelopment project that includes affordable housing, a hotel, a Black History Museum, and many other items.
Yeah, it's a mixed use facility, which is what a lot of fans are demanding now. I mean, like them or hate them, it's kind of like that model of like what the Braves did with the Battery. I mean, that's what people are wanting now, and developers are going for that mixed use. They're wanting ways that whether people want it or not, they're building things about where people will want to spend their time beyond just a game. They'll come there for entertainment. They can go there to shop. They can go there. Some people want to live in those type things. It's like everything that you want in one place. So
yep,
it's kind of an in vogue thing to do.
Isn't that just called a downtown ballpark? I mean,
pretty much.
No offense to the suburban Cobb County Braves, but is that
you're not hurting my feelings. I've still got hard feelings about that.
So the team's co-president, right, said that the goal is to obtain government approvals by March so that the construction can stay on schedule for opening day of 2028. And this is what he said: if we miss that opening date, the entire endeavor becomes impossible. We cannot put these dates at risk along the way. So pretty much what they're saying. Huh?
He's holding them hostage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Isn't that what Oakland is doing? Isn't that what other teams have done? Isn't that their MO?
So who do you think has a better chance of being what do you think that there's a better chance of? The Las Vegas A's in 2028 or the Tampa Bay Rays in 2028?
We thought that also that the Oakland thing was a done deal, and that's not done so much either.
Nope.
So Could we have a situation in which
the Tampa Bay Rays will be the Tampa Bay Rays. They just may not be in a new stadium.
For now, right? I mean, they might become the St. Pete Rays if they should have been in St. Pete instead of Tampa. Let's be honest, for the sake of just location.
Well, aren't they in St. Pete?
No, they're in. Well, what's it? Is it in Tampa or St. Pete? No, that's the island one. They were in downtown Tampa.
They're in St. Pete.
St. Pete?
They're in St. Pete.
St. Pete. There you go. It's the opposite. Yeah. Move it over. But then you had Oakland, who we thought was like, hey, they're going to Vegas. We're going to Vegas. Nah, not so much. What, can we just move the Vegas Rays now instead of the Vegas A's? Let's just
all I know is they're holding up the expansion, and that's what I care most about.
I was going to say, like, when is Mike Sellers going to get his Nashville insert team to be named later?
I've decided
that's what I'm saying.
I am full bore on Montreal now. If Montreal got a downtown stadium,
I am too.
It would be so good.
Yeah.
Listen, as a Blue Jays fan, I'm pro Montreal getting a team.
That would give us 3 Canadian teams with Toronto, Seattle, and Montreal. Amy is showing off her helmet here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but she's from a Blue Jays helmet tonight. There you go.
Amy, and you thought you couldn't go higher in my estimation. You just did.
Nah, I knew you were a fan. I was like, I'm gonna eat out of Blue Jays.
I'm too animated in this conversation because the cat left.
Oh, now you want to be animated? Now you want to be animated? I thought we were talking college football and you turned your mic and everything off.
I told you I was going to.
Oh, God, the humanity. Why do we even bother sometimes?
That should not be a surprise.
All right. We got a couple more minutes.
So as we talk about the stadium,
go ahead.
What about Kansas City? What about Kansas City? Where do you think they're going to land? They're still pitting one location against the other.
Well, again, they're just holding the city's hostage, right? And I didn't think the stadium in Kansas City was actually that bad.
No, I like the stadium in Kansas City.
No, it's great. It's a great stadium.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
They don't need to move.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they really do not do some upgrades to that place. That place is awesome.
Where does Kaufman rank on the Mike Sellers?
Like Patrick said, they're trying to do these community-based stadiums with everything around it. You know what? They got enough parking spaces. They can build around that, whatever they want to build around it, and still have parking.
That's true.
It is such a good area for Kansas City because they have the Chiefs right there, and then next door you got the Kansas City Royals. I mean, that is a primo place. That ballparks are. I do not understand about this one.
They want a downtown spot, right?
Some teams want a downtown spot, and then some teams want to get out of there. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Why can't it be like Philly, where you had the Phillies and the Eagles right there together?
Right,
the Sixers and the Spurs.
Well, both of them tried to build a downtown ballpark, and they basically couldn't find a spot for it.
So is it where?
Well, I was just gonna say, so Cleveland is right next to the Guardians, and the Guardians and the Cavaliers are right next to each other, and then way down the street is the Browns.
I love the location for Cleveland's ballpark. It's such a cool spot.
The corner of Carnegie and Ontario, baby.
There you go. Right there. You're just like driving through town. You got like places to be, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, the ballpark's right there. I love that.
Right by East 4th.
I had a question.
Such a good place.
Ed, I had a Browns question for you real quick, if you don't mind.
No, go for it.
Yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think of the logo for the that the fan did for the no,
the brown one?
Yeah, the brown one.
Yeah, I hate
Dogtown, the Dogtown one.
Yeah, no, don't like it at all.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Do you guys know who did the? Do you know who did the existing Dog Pound logo?
Dan Simon?
Todd Radom.
Todd Radom.
That's Todd Radom, and it's based on his own dog.
He should have stayed with that one because the new one sucks.
Oh, really?
Wow. That's awesome.
The new one is horrible.
Yeah, because wasn't that a fan contest that they did to have the Dog Pound logo?
Yep.
The new one.
Yep.
Oof.
And it's not a good one.
No.
It is.
I wasn't too thrilled by it, but I wanted to ask a Browns fan what they
A Browns fan would tell you that it is garbage. That's what it is. That's what a Browns fan will tell you.
Except for the person that designed it. That's probably about it.
Yeah, the pressure that is
The wrong one of them.
I'm just looking at it right
The
now.
last two, because the other one was actually better.
Right. Yeah, Todd Radham's is like a couple ago.
Yeah, well, if Todd Radham did it no doubt is better.
All right. We are at top of the hour. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Mike, it's good to see you guys. You guys need to follow his podcast, Out to Chat Podcast. He's a good guy. Follow him also on Twitter, Instagram. He's always there. Donnie Wise, on location. Thank you, my friend. You're awesome. You're amazing. Pick up some beer for me. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Patrick Larson, MILB Head History. Make sure you guys are also following all these gentlemen and that guy who is just celebrating 100 episode, Mr. Paul Caputa himself. Oh my God. I haven't listened to it. It's on my list for tomorrow when I go to the gym. So I'm excited.
I appreciate that. I hope you have fun with it.
I'm going to, even though I wasn't invited to 100 episode of celebration.
You're just shrugging?
Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it would have only been fair since I featured so prominently in your 100th episode.
The 100th episode featured my wife.
Well, wait till you see all the celebrities who called in for my episode.
Oh, I cannot wait. That'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yay.
You'll be amazed that I was able to get these guys to
I can't. I'm excited to hear it. I'm super happy for you that I'm 100.
Knowing your reach, I'm not surprised in the slightest, Mr. Caputo.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's
I love how Paul kicked back in the chair there with the ice cream helmet like a king.
I know, right? Like he owned the place. Like I'm just gonna chill out. I got so bored with college football. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the show. I told
you I was going to. We've
got
then 9
hosts. And then Amy just shows up with some ice cream,
chiming in about something I know nothing about. So I had my ice cream and I watched baseball while you guys talked college football.
You were watching that nail biter of a baseball game, Paul?
Listen, I only have so many innings of baseball left before I enter the long dark tea time of the soul here. So
it was not meant as an insult. I was just
no, it was meant as an insult. I'm kidding, totally kidding.
So around the room, who thinks by Thursday's show the World Series will be over?
I think
will the Rangers win it with their 11th straight? No, I say they win. I say the Diamondbacks take one. I say it goes back to Texas.
I want to see it go 6 games.
I'm going
Rangers back to Texas.
Yeah, goes back to Texas.
What'd you say, Donnie? You say Rangers what?
I say the Rangers take it. I'd like to have more games, but I think the Rangers win it tomorrow.
I don't know. I just, the Diamondbacks look right now like they did when the Phillies beat them 10-0 in Game 2. And then
what happened the next game, though?
The next 5. So
I think that'd be staying.
He doesn't want to talk about what happened next game.
Right. Paul doesn't want to talk about what happened to Philly next.
I just said what happened next. I said the Diamondbacks won 4 out of the next 5.
I think he's a little testy. I think he's still a little offended and still hurt about what happened in his Philly.
Didn't this show end 3 minutes ago?
Gentlemen, have a wonderful night. I will see you guys on Thursday night. Make sure you guys are following all of them. Follow me on Dad Had Chronicles on all social medias. We'll see you guys.